Hello traders, this is Chris Buss with Traders Profit Compass with your midday market pulse. Okay, let's dive right in, starting with the SPY 2-hour chart. This morning we had a reach up and touch of this 341 area, which was subsequently rejected, and we've come back down, kind of stabilizing right in here. But remember, we're still in a prove it mode, and what I mean by that is, as bullish as this looks, price has still got to break out, and thus far it has not done that yet. So until it does, I mean, that's the green light that I'm looking for, a breakout of both SPY and QQQ above the trading ranges as a double confirmation that it's, green light, full steam ahead, going back to the old highs kind of a signal. And like I said, as of yet, price has not been able to do that. Here you got a blown up view where price came up and was subsequently rejected from this level here at 340, just above 340.50, something like that. And it's since stabilized, so we'll just have to see, how price handles this afternoon. And remember, the key level now is 338. Bulls certainly do not want to see price fall back in to this range here, or lower prices would come quickly. So yesterday we broke above this level, which had been resistance, and now 338 is near-term support. So we want to see that level hold if you're bullish, and get a push up to 341.50, and we'll see if it can break out from there. Moving on to the Qs. Tech has been relatively soggy today, but again, price pushed up to this 280 level, got a little bit above, and was rejected. Actually, the same place it was rejected yesterday. Came back down to this 277 area, where it has found some near-term support and is, currently putting in a little bounce. You see that the momentum profile is still declining. RSI is still holding above 50, so from that standpoint, there's no, dire warning signs in that regard. You don't want to see 277 go, or then you're back into fill in this gap and potentially all the way back down to fill this gap to 271.50. But as it stands now, it's kind of trapped between 277 and 280. We'll see, who takes charge here in the hours and days ahead. You can see here the rejection, which was actually a nice short. If you think about it, price coming into resistance has not proven it can take it out. That's an objective short with a stop just above. That was a nice trade. That was good for $3 from 280 down to 277. And now you can see the bounce. Kind of looks like a bear flag. We'll see if it comes back down to 277 to test the lows towards the end of the day. You can see here the PPO momentum has started to roll over, as has the RSI. So this 279 level, you can see in prior days, was a sticking point, and now after price has dropped below and come back up to back test that, what was support is now resistance. So it's got to get past 279 to get, a freer path up to 280. IWM continues to be strong with the pop in rates and the moves into banks and cyclicals. You can see here that price is at the top of the range, and notice that RSI is overbought that in and of itself isn't a, sell signal, but it makes you wonder, after this big run, how much gas is left in the tank. I wouldn't be surprised if you got a pullback to trend. If I extend this line out, come back in to this 157 area and see if it can hold there and kind of regather itself for another push higher. But again, if you're adventurous and you want to take a try, this is your objective shorting location right here at 159 with a stop just above, and see if there's a pullback in the afternoon. Here's the 30-minute chart. You can see that the candles are getting small, and until it can take out the high, I would expect this to kind of lose some steam, possibly in the afternoon. If you were going to try that, I would say watch this PPO momentum and wait for a bearish cross, and then you should also see RSI coming down back below 70. That would give you a lot more confidence on a short entry at that level. Big cap tech has been weak today. I guess antitrust noises are coming out of DC. Facebook got rejected from this 274 level, 264, which was a key level back here. It dropped below, came back up to test, and has since been rejected. I think it really needs to hold this 260 to be, on solid ground. Right here in the middle of the range, I don't think there's a trade to make. If you shorted 264, good job. Now see if it comes down to 260 to test this prior low in this support area the rest of the afternoon and possibly into tomorrow. Kind of the same thing with Apple. It got an early morning surge, was turned back at this 116.5 level. Once it dropped below 115, remember, you don't want to see price come back into the range. Otherwise, the target is the bottom of the range, and that's what you got with the break of 115. You came in here down to 114, where it has found support and bounced. I guess they just released an invitation to their October 13th, I think I have the date right, October 13th event, where I guess they're going to introduce their 5G phone. So price is bouncing on that news up here to 115. Now, as the day proceeds, if 115 is reclaimed, then you got yourself a long again. But until it does, odds probably favor either staying in this range or coming back down to test the lows here around 114, 113.50 is what I would say. Amazon has been soggy as well. Was rejected here at 3,200 and has come back that $50 down to 31.50. Dropped a little bit below, and now it's testing from below. If it can recapture, then that's your long. But as long as it stays below, I think the odds favor lower in the afternoon. Microsoft has been soggy, lost this 209 area, and now is wrestling with 208. Notice the open gap below. We'll have to see how the afternoon goes, but I still think that 208 area is your kind of your bull bear pivot above. Gives it a more bullish look for a run up here to 211, but below I would be really cautious because I think it favors coming back down and testing this gap and possibly filling it down to around 206. You can see the momentum profile has gotten very weak, and the RSI is still below 50. So it's having trouble getting bullish traction here in the last couple of days. Netflix rejected from this 520 area. Now it's coming down. Just from a technical perspective, it's open down to this 505 support. If you had got that move this afternoon, that's your objective buy. Sell at resistance, buy at support. Keep doing it until it doesn't work. Sell resistance, buy support, sell resistance, buy support. That trade has been working, and it's been good for, $15 each time. If you're patient and, wait for the trade to play out, that's been a good little trade you could recycle several times. Google hasn't done a whole lot here, wrestling with this 1465 area. I think that's your bull bear pivot. Anything below favors lower, anything above, and you can look for a push back up to this 1490 area if the bulls kind of assert themselves in the afternoon or the days ahead. Tesla had reached up in pre-market, got up into this 428 area. At that time, it looked like it was going to make a push above. Got rejected down below. Testing this, excuse me, testing this 1415 area. And so that becomes a level that you're going to want to watch, regardless of if you're a bull or a bear. Anything below 415, I think it would be coming down to 410, 405 area to test, fill this gap and to test this level right here. So, yeah, I think 415 is your next area of interest. Momentum doesn't look very inspiring. RSI doesn't look very inspiring, but it hasn't given way yet completely. So there is still an opportunity for bulls to step in and try and make another run at 430. Gold, we're seeing dollar strength today. Not a ton, but some. It's down 0.35%, not a lot, but as we've been talking about, it is at resistance, and I'm clinging to my story that it's going to get rejected here and come back down. If it can pop, I think it's a long. If it can get through these resistance levels, I think that will be a good long, but until it does, I'm still on the sidelines. I have not taken a short yet. I want to see a little bit more, but it's certainly objective here if you want to try that trade right up against 180. Silver, more of a bearish look today. Let's see, down 1.6%. Not yet been able to take out this 23 resistance level. And I'm still favoring lower. NEO, not doing anything, just kind of consolidating here above support. And as long as it stays above that 2050, I'm fine with it. We're long November calls, so obviously looking for a push higher, but have not seen it yet. TLT, with the uptick in rates, that has really been hammering TLT. I've seen a lot of put buying today, looking for moves down into the 156, 155 area. And we were talking in the trading room, this 158.25 area is what it's got to hold. And you can see if rates were to continue to tick up and TLT break below 158, there is not much technical support down below, and you might really see this thing let go. But like we say, support is support until broken. If this came down here and held, you would have an objective opportunity for a long try, and if you got stopped out, then you can immediately go the other way if rates go higher and of course TLT lower. This FSLY is a trade alert that I sent out this morning. I did get long on the breakout above 100. I'm in the October 23rd 105 calls. I got those for 520, and I'll put that in our trade tracker. You can see that there's a little gap to fill here up to around 110. So I'm hoping that, you know, we can get a push out of this $25 consolidation range and go up here, take out this high at 115 and make a push to 125. That's the measured move. As long as it holds 100, I'm good with it. If you took that trade, you could certainly move up your stop now to break even if you wanted to do that. But now at least we're off to a good start. Boeing had some news this morning. They released their outlook, their 10 and 20-year outlook for jet demand, jet aircraft demand, and it did not paint a very pretty picture, especially over the near term, the next 5 years. They don't see even getting back to 2019 levels till I think 2023, 2024. And I think I saw in their report that they were looking for an 11% decrease in jet aircraft orders over the next 10 years. So the market did not like that, and you know, sold off from like 175 down to 167 almost immediately. So we'll see what happens here with Boeing, but that was a news-driven event there on their outlook. This is a name I want you to put on your radar. Fiserv, in this $10 consolidation box, pressing up against 104. I think if we got a breakout there, that would be a long. Certainly looking for a move up to 110 as a first target, but the measured move would be 114 up here. So that would be a long I would be interested in taking if Fiserv can pop 104 in the in the days ahead. One area I wanted to put on the radar for you as potential short, and that is the electronic gamers. Here, Electronic Arts had the move down. This looks like a bear flag to me, and now it's letting go today. We've got the 200 coming in at 122.50. I don't think there's a trade to make here on this, given it's only a few dollars away from the 200 where it might find support. but I would certainly set an alarm there for either a potential long, or if it breaks, a potential short. You can see there's volume over price support coming in right at that level. But if it were to fall, down below 122.5, you could see it move, significantly lower. I don't know what the dynamics are there. Maybe it's the reverse of stay at home. Maybe they're saying, back to normal, all their demand will have been pulled forward, and now, the near-term outlook would be more bearish if everybody's not going to be, sitting at home playing games. I don't know. That's just speculation. But from a technical perspective, this sure looks like a bear flag breakdown to me. And if you take that measured move, I haven't done it here, but you can see they would, project down towards the 115 area coming out of this flag. Activision is not as bad of a breakdown, but momentum profile is very, very weak, rolling over below zero, and RSI not being able to get above 50 is not a great sign. If you wanted to, you could set an alarm here right at 78, and if you saw a breakdown below 78, I think there's a real good chance it comes back into the 200 here at 72. And if all the gamers remain weak, I would expect this to fall with all the rest of them. But 78's got to go first. That would be your first move, and then down after that. Take two, again, not as far as advanced as Electronic Arts, but this momentum profile has a lot of, if not red, a lot of yellow flags right here, because if that PPO momentum rolls over below the zero line, that's usually a really, really bad sign. Same thing with RSI not being able to get above 50. So that may be a trade that has some meat on the bones. If it lost the 50 here at 162.5, 160, once you get below the 50, all your moving averages will be above. This will have rolled over, this will have rolled over, and then your first target would be the prior low at 152, and then if that went, you're down at 143 area. So anyways, that's where we stand heading into the afternoon trade. I hope you found it helpful. I hope your morning trade has been going well. If you like the content, please hit the like button. Leave some comments if there are stocks or sectors you'd like me to review. I will certainly work those into the program and get that done for you. So this has been Chris Buss with Traders Profit Compass. Have a good afternoon, and talk to you next time.